Hey guys, it's Nero. So today I did something very cool. I know that I haven't been posting videos for a while. Not that I have a lot of people watching the videos anyways, but for the people watching, I know I haven't posted for a while. But I did something pretty cool today, so I decided to make a video out of it. I was thinking about it for a while, and then the whole Temple Mount scenario blew up in my face, so to speak. So I decided to just turn that into a video. And I hope you're not disappointed, because I thought, even though some of the footage got garbled and whatever, and we're currently working to fix the footage, I think it was pretty good, actually, the Temple Mount visit. Not just the visit itself, but the footage and the information we gleaned from the visit and the things that I experienced there. So I think it's incredibly important. And then afterwards, after the video, the live footage that I got at the scene, then I'm going to go a little bit more in depth and just kind of do an overview and give my opinion on a few things. But I don't think it's going to be longer than 5 minutes, the overview itself. Here's some, in the meantime, this is footage that was good, but the sound was cut. For some reason, my phone doesn't do sound in the selfie, quote-unquote, mode anymore. So all this footage was ruined by the fact that the sound didn't get recorded, which is a bit bizarre. Maybe I'll try turning on and off my phone or whatever. But here it is. Here's all this footage. And then we're going to start the footage of actual sound, the footage that I was able to get from the Temple Mount with the sound intact and all. Okay, so hopefully you guys will enjoy. And here you go. As you can see here, there are religious Jews getting ready to go up to the Temple Mount. Wait, what is it?
Fabric in China.
No, it's made in China. It doesn't say what's in there though. Apparently, you're not allowed to go up there with leather shoes. It's kind of like Yom Kippur, I suppose. You don't walk around with leather shoes. As you see, the religious Jews getting in the spirit of going up to Temple Mount, getting mentally prepared. They have to do all their prayers down here because you're not allowed to pray up there. So, make of it what you will. I met a Jew from Kentucky here. Yeah, it's just the Israeli policeman. We're just doing a little thing. We wanted to see if the Muslims really are boycotting up there.
I've been up there on Thursday.
So, and you're telling me that there are no Muslims up there besides
Last time I was there was a few women in full-on burqas. And that was it.
That's it? Huh. You don't say.
Because of metal detectors. Not that I went through 2 metal detectors to get in here today.
Oh, really? So you also go through metal detectors?
Every day.
Every day you go through metal. When do you go through metal detectors other than the Temple Mount? Do you go through metal detectors? Say,
I live in Washington, D.C., so almost every day.
No, but in Israel, where did you have to... give us an example of a place that has a metal detector that isn't the Temple Mount.
Tomb of the Patriarchs. Both sides, and then on both sides, they both have metal detectors.
Okay.
There was not an issue there. There was metal detectors getting into the mall.
Metal detectors getting into the mall?
Yeah.
And
movie theaters?
So do Muslims have a problem going through metal detectors at the mall, or do they boycott boycott the mall too?
They go to the mall all the time. They only care when it's the Temple Mount, the holiest spot for the Jews.
I see. As you can see here, we're on the ramp that goes up to the Temple Mount. See all these Jews, they're being happy and stuff. And over here you can see it's the Western Wall. So what you really need to understand is that the only entrance where Jews can enter through the Temple Mount is they have to go around where they go to the Western Wall. They have to pass through to this little underpass over here, and they get to a ramp where you can overlook the Western Wall. As you can see here, Jews are praying where they're allowed to pray. You see there's lots of Jews praying in the morning. Very, very normal occurrence. But you need to know something. The Western Wall is actually not the place where the temple was. It's the closest place where Jews were allowed to go for many years. As you can see, we're up here on the Temple Mount. I think. Are we? Are we on the Temple Mount? I don't know. We'll see. You know, as you see, everything's quiet. Usually there's lots of people here. It's just us up here right now, and the many police officers that are here, keeping it quiet. which I suppose is better than what was going on before, but I don't know what this is. It's like there's a building, there's Arabic written on it. As you can see, there's no Islamic prayer going on. As you can see. Yeah, because generally what happens is that there's Muslims. Oh, look, the Dome of the Rock. We can't go there. That's not allowed by Jewish law. I think I'm gonna respect that one because I think that's a fair one to respect. It's pretty fair. Did not take us to any of the important structures.
That's one that folds.
Yeah, but we're not talking about pistol grips, Eric. We're talking about the tour did not take us to any important areas in regards to any important buildings like the Dome of the Rock. I think you're not allowed to enter the Dome of the Rock if you're Jewish. Nothing to do with the law. I think it's Jewish tradition. Yeah. Don't enter it there.
Not us. Unless you want to go to hell. But we're already going to hell, so it's okay.
We're carpooling. It's okay.
We're carpooling.
We're carpooling. It's okay.
Well, I might take a taxi.
Yeah, but that costs a lot more money.
That's true.
And besides, you know, it would be cool to take a police cop down there and go, but I thought this was America.
I thought this was America.
I thought this was America. Anyways, I'm giving respect. And, ow. That is empty. It's empty. Very empty. Just out of curiosity, we hear all these Jews talking about the Torah and the Talmud and the Mishnah. Is that usually what happens here, or is it usually not even allowed to talk up here? Just out of curiosity.
It's definitely much more relaxed than I've ever seen it. I've been here several times. Much more relaxed. I haven't seen one aggressive Muslim. Only police.
This is now you're talking.
This is now. And other times, one time they were screaming at us, cursing us. They're always like very aggressive towards us. So now it's a very big change. And I think my sense is that probably we could probably pray more openly, but people aren't used to it. They're so used to like the religious oppression of not being able to pray here. So,
as you can see, there's even when no one's around, we're still quite worried about what the world thinks. So we're very careful to treading on our toes here. What basically happened was that two Jews, police officers. You should know that in Israel, anyone that wants to can become a police officer, and there's a religious minority called Druze. We had two of them, and they were killed by an attack from Muslim worshippers who had weapons on the Temple Mount. So they cleared out the Temple Mount of the Islamic authorities, and obviously they put in metal detectors, and because of the metal detectors, the Muslim worshippers are now boycotting the site. So this is what a Muslim boycott looks like. Hopefully we'll have more of those in the future. Obviously when they boycott, they're not just sitting at home, they're protesting, and the Israeli police are doing a wonderful job. You got to give credit where credit is due. They're doing a wonderful job of containing all the riots. You can find images you can find footage on YouTube or Facebook or whatever it is. It's up there. It's for the world to see. Okay, so we're gonna pay our respects. You don't walk forward with your rear end face, with your posture. You don't have your posterior facing the Temple Mount. We're just walking backwards is generally not a very effective way of moving around, but for these purposes, as you can see, this is what the controversy is all about. Basically, to make a long story short, Israeli police officers killed by Islamic weapons on Temple Mount. Israeli police clears Temple Mount of weapons. Israeli government puts metal detectors, Temple Mount, no more weapons could be brought. Muslims realize What's the point of the Temple Mount or Al-Aqsa if we can't bring weapons there to fight the Israelis? So they go on a boycott and make the world pay for it. And as of right now, Israelis, caving to pressure, pull out the metal detectors. That's what happened. And as of right now, Israelis pull out the metal detectors. Caving to pressure, that's what happened. And as of right now, Israelis pull out the metal detectors. Caving to pressure, that's what happened. And as of right now, pull out the metal detectors. Caving to pressure, that's what happened. Putting out, but what was the argument about? It had nothing to do with security and everything to do with sovereignty, as far as I'm concerned. Why does it have to do with sovereignty? Because it goes as follows. The Israelis, they want security, right? So they put these metal detectors there. The Arabs, to the Arabs, this is not about security. To the Arabs, they see any form of Israeli, security measures as kind of taking over their sovereignty on the Temple Mount. So you can't so if the Muslims wanted to install metal detectors, it would be fine. But the truth is they don't want to. Because they know that you can't smuggle weapons if every time they try to bring a gun, it goes beep, 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 beep. So they go and they don't install metal detectors because that's the only way you can fight the Israeli occupation, quote unquote. I'm not actually suggesting that Israel's occupying anything there, because that's retarded. It's actually funny, my friend barged in with the news, and usually this friend's not the one where I get my news from. But in any case, so the security measures were there, and the Muslims boycotted it. And so for a while, Jews, maybe for a little bit more than a weekend, Jews were able to go up there uninterrupted, without being harassed by Islamic bullies. As far as I'm concerned, they're bullies. That's what they are. And so that was happening, and I went up there. So if that never happens again, I can say that I did it. But in any case, other than that, so the sovereignty issue, that's a sovereignty issue as far as the Palestinians or not Palestinians, the Arabs are concerned. Because as far as the Arabs are concerned, if they capitulate to Israeli demands, and the Israelis are the ones making sure the weapons aren't going up there, then essentially the Israelis are in control of it, even if the Israelis say that they give control of the Arabs too. Once you have control of your borders, then you're sovereign there. And the Arabs knew that. And that's why they didn't want, to capitulate to Israeli demands to have metal detectors to stop the flow of weapons. Because it had nothing to do with weapons, it had everything to do with sovereignty. So the Israelis, in typical Jewish fashion, capitulated to all of their demands. And they said they were supposedly going to install smart cameras. You mean not smart cameras? They're not smart cameras. It doesn't matter. You need metal detectors. And you need metal detectors because metal detectors work, and smart cameras don't work. Okay? You need these things because people are getting killed. And for the record, just so you know, when an Israeli goes to the mall, they go through metal detectors. When Israelis go to the Western Wall, they go through metal detectors. When Israelis go to the Tomb of the Patriarchs, as the video said, they go through metal detectors on both sides. There are two sides. There's a Muslim side and the Jewish side, and there are two of them, and both of them have metal detectors. That's really the long and short of it. I wish I could have told you that the Israelis were going to have spines for once, but of course not. The criminals and crooks of the Israeli government capitulated to Arab demands, and they will not be, keeping the metal detectors there. Which I was perfectly fine with having metal detectors because I have nothing to hide. I have nothing that I'm bringing up there. The Arabs did because they realized if you can't bring weapons, then who gives a shit? Then that's the whole point of having the Temple Mount, so they could use it as a base for attack. So they didn't do that, and now we are in this mess. I wish I could have told you better news. I wish I could have told you the Israelis were standing their ground, but they're not standing anyone's ground. Base for attack. So are to do with sovereignty. So we're standing their ground.